Welcome back to ModSauce. Alright, things are going pretty good here. I have managed to put together at least another 30 64K storage modules. I've got 80 more to go, and this thing will finally be finished. That is going to be great. Well, wait a minute. No, that's 4, yeah, okay. There's 40, 50, 60, 70 more to go. Okay, yeah. I'll get it straight. Anyway, got all my machines going here. I did get a new quarry started up in the quarry age. And this mess of stuff right here, I have got, right here, I've got 9 different ores being sent in. And this one is sending in the 10th one. All those things, as they arrive from the quarry, are dumped into this chest. They get sucked in here to the sag mill, which does its thing, and then they get sucked into these alloy smelters and smelted right away. It's handling everything as it comes in just as fast as it can. And the quarry has a Speed 2 upgrade on it, so it's doing pretty good. I was going to use a Speed 3, but I don't have quite enough power generation to handle that. As a matter of fact, power generation has been something of a problem as I've been working on this stuff over here and downstairs. I have had a little problem with the AE system going dark several times because of insufficient power. One of the things I was doing down here, and by the way, you'd be proud of me for this, all of my wiring is under the floor. Very nice and neat. I've got a sag mill here that is making silicon, and the inscribers, this one's making the printed silicon, and all the rest of these inscribers making the logic and calculation and engineering processors. All of it fully automatic, maintaining, let's see, yeah, 512 of each kind of processor in the system at all times. Along the way, I've figured out something else. If I took a ME storage bus and an ME interface and set it up here by itself, hooked in, I put sand in here because I was having a... I originally did this because of sand, because I was having a problem keeping enough sand on hand. And I figured out that if I put Fluix dust up here, it will try to keep enough in there. And the same thing with the Certus quartz dust, pure Fluix crystals, nether quartz dust, pure Certus quartz. And the system is endeavoring, it is making an effort to try to keep as much of these things in here in this ME interface as possible. What I need to do in order to let it get caught up is to actually stop using the stuff for a while. But that won't be a problem. Mostly, however, right now, what I want to do is to do something about the power shortage that has been making itself very evident, especially once I got those inscribers running and whatnot. I had to scramble around a little bit to get things working so that the system wouldn't just shut down on me. But here comes the power solution. Alright, what I've decided to do is I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to be building something right over here in this area right here to take care of the power problem. And that is going to be a big reactor's reactor. First thing I want to do, see, let me get some dense cable. Well, hopefully that will be enough. Okay, there's a line there. Let's see. Get a cover. Prevent connection there. And just run this cable. Well, not up there the whole way. Put another cover here. I'm just going to bring all 32 channels on this cable okay, that's not right. Okay, this is better right over here. Alright, there we go. And then I can tap 32 channels off of that. All I need to do is hook into it with some smart cable. And let's see. Okay, let's get some smart cable. And it doesn't actually have to be smart cable, but smart cable lets you see the channels being used. Don't think I'm going to need any more than that right there. Alright, now upstairs. Let's put the floor back. And I'll get covers or facades or something on that later. All right. There's our power, our data connection. And frankly, I don't expect to need more than 2 channels off of it. Okay, so big reactor. Let's lay down some reactor casing on the floor here. And I'm going to take a minute and kind of measure this out so that I actually get it spaced in the middle. Alright, got my spacing figured out. So, we'll start in with the reactor casing that is going to make up the floor. Alright, bust that out of there. And let's see. Yellorium fuel rods. And that's the arrangement I'm going to have here. Now I just need to build up the casing around it. Let's see. Okay. That's 3, 4, 5. And let's see. Reactor control. No. Control rod, which I actually need some more of. What are you giving me simulation for? Crafting must be busy. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and get the reactor casing put together. And that was wrong. There needs to be a space there. Alright. As I understand it, this 7x7 layout is actually a fairly reasonable one for the big reactor. And what I've got here in the back, I have a reactor power tap, I have 2 access ports, one for inputting fuel, one for removing waste. And I'll be hooking those up to the AE system by way of some import and export buses. The power thing I'm going to hook up to my Ender energy conduit from that. And then up here, these 5 items, those are the control rods, well, the Yellorium fuel rods, and then here on top is a control rod that needs to be on top of each one of them. And the next step is to fill this thing with coolant. And there are a number of possibilities, from water to destabilized redstone and liquid ender and gelid cryothium, which is supposed to be super amazing cold and whatnot. And I have decided that the easiest way for me to go, and as you may know, easy is one of my favorite flavors, I'm going to go with the destabilized redstone, at least for now. Alright, now let's go ahead and craft another 30 or so of those at least. Now, I do not know if it's necessary to fill every spot with a source block. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because I honestly don't know if just putting a source block at the top and letting it fall is good enough. Alright, the entire reactor interior is now loaded up with redstone, destabilized redstone source blocks. So, oh yeah, of course. Alright, now to complete this structure, as I understand it, the ender tank glass or reactor glass or whatever is pretty much interchangeable with the casings except on the corners. So you can pretty much build it however you want. Okay. It looks like the multi-block has completed. Alright. Okay. Now we need to arrange for it to have fuel. And that's going to be this back here. Alright, take this one. It's in inlet mode, so that will be the input. This one will switch it to outlet mode. Ejecting fuel, or ejecting waste. Okay, so we have an export bus and an import bus. Put the import bus here. And we got our export bus there. And I have 37,000 Yellorium ingots. I think I'm going to do okay there. Okay, that's online. Alright, let's have a look at our control here. Okay, it's loading up. It's just going on the slow side. So let's see. Let's get a few acceleration cards. Put a couple of those on there. Yeah, we're good now. And just as a good idea, I'll put a couple of them on the waste removal as well. And let's see. Oh yes, that's right. hook up the power conduit to the power tab. The green light means we're good to go there. Okay, we have fuel. Let's set it to auto eject waste and activate reactor. Over 10,000 RF per tick. That's doing pretty doggone good. I think the power problems are over with. Alrighty, I've left this thing running for about a little over a half an hour or so, just to see how things went. The coolant does not seem to be lower than it was to start with, so we're not consuming any coolant. And if I look in here, cyanide, which is the waste product from this reactor, we have 8 cyanide ingots. So I don't think that we're going to have any big problem running out of yellorium ingots for fuel anytime soon. And alright, I've fixed up back here a little bit. We've got this hooked up. I've got the power line hooked up down below. Let me go ahead and break down there. It's easier to get that way. And I think what I'm going to do here, I've got a tesseract. Alright, and this thing will be on main power, and it will be sending power. And redstone enabled, disabled. Alright. The place now has a new main power supply and so on. I think that will be able to more than provide the power needed. 11,000 RF per tick. 11,000 RF per tick. That is freaking awesome. And with 38,000 yellorium ingots available and more coming in all the time from the quarry, I don't think there's going to be any problem with fuel. Alright, and I think that's going to be about it. I expect I may be building another one of these soon-ish, though. We'll see. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.